Water harvesting techniques. First, we have the in situ water techniques. So, in situ water harvesting means harvesting rainwater where it falls in the soil profile. Soil and water conservation measures fall under this category. The semi arid and the arid areas where water is scarce mainly rely on the rain fed agriculture. Rain fed agriculture. Therefore, in these areas, there is an urgent need to develop rainwater management skills suiting local conditions to improve water use efficiency and increase productivity. These innovative in situ water conservation techniques combine the advantages of the water harvesting and mulching and thus have the potential to reduce total runoff and the social soil evaporation considerably. This leads to increase in the crop productivity due to increased plant available water in the rain-fed areas. The following soil moisture conservation techniques are generally used under rain-fed conditions. First, we have counter bunding, bench terracing, nala bunding, counter trenching, counter vegetative barriers. Okay, first we gonna discuss counter bunding or the contour bunding. Contour bunds are small embankments constructed along the contours. Contours are known as the refers to the lines joining the points of same elevations or heights. Refers to the lines joining same elevation or heights. Across the slope of the land at certain intervals depending upon slope and amount of rainfall. Do you observe the contours bunds in the diagram? Let us try to understand their significance. Bunds reduce the length of the slope resulting in the reduction of velocity of surface runoff. Runoff is stored between bunds which seeps into the soil. Contour bunding is suitable for 2 to 8% land slope 2 to 8% land slope in road lane for areas. Counter bunding is suitable as all the rainfall received can be stored between the bunds. However, in medium and the high rainfall areas, all the rainfall received may not be stored between the bunds laid at a gradient of 0.2 to 0.5%. Then we have the bench terracing. Next, bench terracing involves the construction It involves the construction of step-like fields on hill slopes along the contours by half cutting and half filling. As you can see in the figure, long uninterrupted slopes can be transformed by the bench terracing into several small protected platforms to be used for cultivation. Bench terraces help reduce the velocity of runoff water, thereby minimizing soil erosion. In hilly areas, rice is cultivated on bench terraces by harvesting water and thus enhancing soil moisture. Bench terraces also help improve fertilizer, manures, application efficiency, and adoption of proper water management. Next is the contour trenching. It is a process of construction, continuous or staggered. Contour trenching. Continuous or staggered trenches along the contours on the sloppy field in order to intercept and infiltrate runoff water into the soil. Contour trenching is done particularly on land with a steep gradient having shallow soil depth in medium to high rainfall areas. Trenches should be continuous. For example, this is the diagram in the 1.3. These are the contour. A is for the high rainfall areas and B is for the staggered contour trenching for the arid areas. and then with the 0.2 to 0.5% slope as in case of graded burns. In low rainfall areas, trenches may be discontinuous and arranged in a staggered manner. Next, we have the Nala bending. It is seen during rainy season. Surface runoff flows down through the natural drains, that is Nala, resulting in considerable water loss. In order to use water flowing in the drains, a cemented or rock dam may be constructed across the Nala to check the flow of runoff water. Due to burn, ponding of the water at the upstream takes place and the level of the flowing water is raised, resulting in the enhanced groundwater recharge, which can be used for irrigation purpose. The water level in nalas generally kept lower than the field to be able to irrigate, and velocity of flow maintained so high so as to provide less opportunity time for groundwater recharge. Then we have the counter vegetative barrier. It provides an option for sustainable farming on the hill slopes. The hedgerows are established by planting of the fast growing and the deep rooting leguminous trees or shrubs such as Leucanthia and Leucocephala, Gliricidia, Sapium, Erythrina, Sepia, etc. Along the contours on the hill slope. Crops are planted between hedgerows. In early cropping, food crops are planted within the contour alignment. Hedgerows of the fast growing trees. Trees are pruned periodically to provide mulch and green manure to maintain soil fertility and minimize shading effects on crop. The alleys take the soil loss through the cover effect, reduce runoff, maintain soil organic matter, and enhance soil moisture. The hedgerows rows also help in progressive development of traces through accumulation of eroded soil on the upslope of the hedgerows. Vegetative barrier can also be established on the counterburns to help stabilize burns against the rainstorms by stems and roots. So far, we have learned that the in situ techniques of water harvesting. Yeah. Now we will learn about the surface water harvesting techniques. First, we have the traditional method structures. India is known to have rich history of using traditional water harvesting system based on the indigenous traditional knowledge in almost all the regions. Surface and the groundwater conservation is being practiced in India for many centuries. The ponds and tanks have been important community resource for drinking water in the rural India from time immemorial and remain so even today. This sustenance can be attributed to the sound scientific knowledge and the method involved. However, many of these traditional practices were discarded during and after the British rule. The storage of even scanty rainfall through these structure has served even the arid regions of the Gujarat and Rajasthan very well. Some of the water harvesting structures being used in the different parts of the country are described below. For example, the tank, tanka or tanka. It is in the deserts of Rajasthan where a kun type structure are built underground in almost every house near schools, religious places, and farmers' field. These structures are used for collecting rainwater, which is used by human and livestock for drinking. The catchment area is specially prepared by plastering a mixture of clay, silt of pond, coal, ash, and gravel to collect more runoff water in the tank constructed for the purpose. Top of tanka is covered with a mat made of local grass. In religious places and schools, pakka roof is prepared. Next, we have the khadin or khadin. It is also called a dora. It's an indigenous construction designed to harvest surface runoff water for agriculture, particularly in very low rainfall areas of the Jaisalmer district of Rajasthan. It constitutes an earthen embankment of the bund built across the lower hill slopes lying below gravelly uplands. You can also observe that sluices and spillways are provided to drain off excess water. The Khadan system is based on the principle of harvesting rainwater on farmland and subsequent use of this water for providing life saving irrigation to crops. Next, we have the Bandaras. It is another traditional system of water harvesting for irrigating crops, especially sugarcane in Maharashtra. These structures are also very useful to control floods during heavy rain. A system where vents has been developed. The shutters are provided, which are kept open during heavy rainfall. Surplus water passes through gates, which help in avoiding floods. Next, we have the ahars. These water harvesting techniques